Well, good afternoon. It is a very cold day here. Um, so I hope everyone is staying nice and warm. It's a great day for chair yoga. And today's class is called Strength. And started thinking about strength. And then I looked up this thing. And so while we're doing before we start, make sure that you have blocks and a strap, a mat, and a chair. For the very first part of the class, you can stand up in Tadasana if you want. I'm going to stay in the chair because of my metatarsal bone that I broke. And remember, I have an injury to my elbow. I also broke my elbow, so I can't put any strength on it. So we're safe from planks for a little while. But we're going to work some other stuff to be flexible and to be strong. So I have to ask you this question before we start our class. Why do skyscrapers need to be flexible? Have you ever really thought about that? You know, they're very tall, strong buildings. But why do they need to be flexible? Because you would think they need to be standing stout and unmovable. But actually, most buildings, the designers, the engineers, put into the building a certain amount of movement. I know if you go up on the arch in St. Louis, I think it moves 6 inches either way, which that's a whole foot. You put it all together for the wind, because if they didn't, they said it would snap in two and then it would fall down. If you're up inside of it, you would crash down too. So buildings also have to be flexible. And here's why. The taller a structure, the more flexible it is. The more flexible it is, the less energy is required to keep it from toppling or collapsing when the earth's shaking makes it sway. Engineers must design structures that can absorb the energy of the waves throughout the height of the building. So the class today is called Strength, and in order to have strength, you have to be flexible. So just kind of keep that in mind as we're going through our exercises. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you are in Tadasana, you know that's standing nice and straight, feet a little wider than hip width apart, or actually with your feet lined up hip width apart for a nice strong Tadasana. And we're going to begin with our warm-ups. So sitting or standing, before we do anything, we're going to do a breathing exercise. So for 1 full minute, we're going to just close our eyes down to get ready for our session and just think about your breath. Don't try to regulate it or make it deep or shallow. Just luxuriate in the way that you breathe. And we're going to go for 1 minute. I'm going to count, so I'm able to keep my eyes closed. But go ahead and start just thinking about the breathing in and the exhaling out. And it's going to be a quiet session. Okay, now start just thinking about fluttering your eyes open and becoming aware of your environment. And think about, how do you feel now, just for that 1 minute of relaxation, mindful breath, mindful thoughts. I actually feel more still and ready to begin my focus, which is to lead a class. So I hope your focus is to follow the class. So here we go. We're going to start from the head up since we did the breathing. Thought it would be good just to, since we focused on the head and the breath. So let's start by just tipping your chin slightly down to the chest and then swinging the chin side to side. And let's do about 5 of these. 2, 3, 4. Last one to the right. Swing through. Last one to the left. And then let's start with some shoulder shrugs back. 1, 2. While you're sitting or standing, make sure that you're got the strength. If you're sitting, it's in the upper torso. If you're standing, it's from the feet up, all the way, all of your muscles, really strengthening. And then we're going to add the whole arm. So we're going to swing the arms around. This feels so good. And I'm going backwards. I'm not going to do a forward roll because we tend to sit forward a lot throughout the day, or even stand forward, walk forward. So we're going to really roll those muscles back to counterbalance all of that forward bending that we tend to do because either we're lazy or the back's tired or just tired of sitting. And then now let's get the arms outstretched and do some airplane arms. I'm doing little circles. Really strengthen, even if you're sitting, let's just strengthen our legs because we want to build strength and we want to build flexibility. And then reverse that. The arms we're going to reverse because the arms should go both ways. Really building some strength in the arms right now just because holding them up against the gravity and rotating them builds strength. If you do this for 5 minutes, you're going to say, oh, my arms are so tired. So now let's open our hands wide and close. I'm going to bring my arms forward this way for a different feel. Forward and close. Open, forward and close. Open and close. Really spread those fingertips out wide. Close them into a nice tight fist. Like you're going to do punching on a punching bag. Open. Really spread them. Close. And open. Last one, close. And then wrist up and down. Let's put our elbows this way now and just do the flexing up and down. I held my elbow at a 90 degree. It's hard to see because I got all black on today. I put on my yoga pants that has a lining in it so they're warm, and then I put on a long shirt instead of a short shirt because it was really cold this morning. It still is. We live in a house that's all electric heat and air. The air gets pretty cool in the summer, but the heat never heats like a good old gas furnace. So we have some external heaters, but when it's this cold, it's hard to keep warm. Now we're going to do some side twist. So let's just have our arms, I have them in front of me, but at a 90 degree angle here, and I'm just twisting side to side. 2, left, 3, left, pull those abs in, tighten the legs, 4, center, left, center, 5, center, left, center. And now I'm going to just bend side to side. So the right arm's going to go down and up. I'm just letting I've got my left hand on my waist. I'm just tipping completely sideways to get this nice stretch through this rib cage here. Just letting the hand fall down to the side of the chair or to the side of your leg if you're standing. Let's tighten those legs up, really tighten them. So we're building some strength. We're being like a tall skyscraper. I'm being like a short skyscraper. And then let's go to the left side. I tried to do, I think, 10, 2, I'll count better, 3, this feels really good, 4, 5, 6. Let me turn this way so you can see. It's just a straight bend over. I'm keeping my back nice and straight. 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Now we're going to do if you're standing, if you want to use your strap on this, even if you're sitting, you can. We're going to do hand to big toe, which is, and you might want to kind of put your free hand to help balance on the back of the chair or a wall if you need to. If not, I'm going to have to really work on my balance when I get this boot off because I'm not going to be able to do any balance work. But put your foot in the strap. Actually, you can make a loop, which is easier to hold on to that way. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So you loop your foot while you're standing. My left arm, I have to be careful how much I pull or do anything with it. So I just got my loop smaller, and I'm going to lasso my foot so that the loop is more up towards the top of the foot, so it's not in the middle, because in the middle of the foot are some tendons you don't want to hurt. And I'm doing hand to big toe seated. If you're standing, it looks the very same way. I cannot demonstrate that standing, but you would stand on your left leg and just pull your right leg up straight. If you can hold your big toe and do it, that's where it gets the hand to big toe. If not, you can just hold it with the strap, which I'm going to do. I'm going to have to work on getting my flexibility back. That's why I'm glad I'm doing some things now that I can do, because that would be awful to not do anything for 2 months and then try to do something. So I'm just trying to keep some of my flexibility going. And then you can just slowly lower that foot back down and then do the opposite leg. I have to make the loop bigger for this one. I'm not sure how that will work. So if you want to kind of shake that leg out, I know if you are standing, this is a really difficult pose sometimes. I can't hold it with my left hand, but I should be holding it with my left hand. Yeah, this will work, but I'm going to put this more down on the heel. I can't put any pressure on the top of my foot here. Oh, yeah, that feels good, just stretching that out. So we're just going to hold it, and we're going to repeat each side again. And if you're standing in Tadasana, and you're having a really hard time, like I said, use a wall or hold the back of your chair to keep your balance. We don't want you falling over. And then lower that down. I'm going to go back to the right side. We're going to do it one more time on each side. And standing, you just bring the foot up. And it may not go all the way up. You may not be able to get it straight out. And even if you're sitting, depending on your flexibility, yours may look more like this. And you know what? That is perfectly fine. It's not about getting how deep you get into the pose. It's just about where you end up in the pose. And when I say where you end up should be where you feel your personal stretch, but not too deep. I'm just going to hold this. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to bring my abs tight. And I'm going to tighten my glutes just for some strengthening in that area. My arm is being strengthened, my leg. And I'm going to let go of that and see if I can just hold that foot up there for a minute. Oh man, that is hard. And then bring that down. And we're going to go to the left side. And again, your left hand should be holding the left foot, but I can't do that because I can't put that weight on my elbow. Here we go. Breathe in and lift up to your personal preference. Tighten those abs, really tighten the lower abs up to the ribs. Just feel those muscles working. Tighten your glutes. I'm tightening this right leg, strengthening it. And now I'm going to let go of the strap. Keep that leg up for just a few seconds, as long as I can, and lower down. I may have to lower the heat. Now I'm warming up. Those strengthening things will help you to warm up. I hope you enjoyed the hand to big toe. I'm going to lower my heat. It was so cold when I started. There we go. We have a infrared heater to supplement in here. It gets really cold in here. Okay, now for our next exercise, I want to make sure I think I know what it is. Oh, no, almost forgot part of our stuff. We're still warming up. So we're going to bring the knee up a few inches off of the floor and take it out and in. Let's do 5 of these. 2, 3, hold those abs in. 4 and 5. Left leg. And again, I'm just lifting a few inches off the floor, swinging the left leg out. This is to help open up my hip flexor. 2, nice and slow. 3, I really feel a nice pull through here, the inner thigh. And 4 and 5. Let's try that with both knees out. I'll try to stabilize. I don't want to put pressure on that arm. I'm going to stabilize with my right arm and kind of lean back slightly, lifting both feet in and out, which also, oh, this is really getting the abs. This is good. 3, 4, and 5. Let's repeat that one more time on each side. So I'm going to lift right leg up, swing it out. 2, got my foot flexed. 3, 4, 5. Really lubricating that hip flexor. And to the left side, lift the left leg up, and this foot is permanently flexed. 1, 2, no pointing on this side. 3, really tighten those abs. 4 and 5. Now for both at the same time, which is a challenge. It really is challenging the lower abs especially. So up, tighten those lower abs. Out. 2, 3, feet flexed. 4 and 5. I should have mentioned you need to sit down for this. You could stand up and do it, but you can't do both at the same time. You could do one leg at a time, which is great for balance. So I'm trying to think standing people, sitting people. So for our next one, we're going to just do a knee up, and we're just going to rotate the knee around in a circle about 10 times. This also, if you're doing it correctly, I'm going to turn this way so you can see. And if you're standing, then you're just standing up nice, straight, and tall. I've got my back nice and straight, and I'm just rotating my knee. 5, 6, holding the abs in. 7, 8, 9, 10, and reverse, just to get some lubrication in this knee joint. If you have knee issues, do tiny circles. Let's do tiny circles anyway. There's probably about 10. And now we're going to go to the left side. And remember, anytime that you're standing, remember to engage your muscles. So lift up the left leg, and I'm going to circle that out. And I don't want my big boot to hit my ankle on the other side. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and reverse. 1, 2, 3. Hold the abs in. 5, 6. Make the legs strong. 8, 9, and 10. You should really be feeling it through your hip flexors. That opening and stretching and strengthening is all going on at the same time. Now, if you are standing, you're going to do toe raises. If you're sitting, sit back in your chair and lift both feet up, and we're going to point and flex. Of course, this foot just stays flexed. Let's do 20. So if you're standing, you're going to really be working your calf muscles. If you're sitting, you're still going to be stretching and strengthening, because I want you to engage your legs. That means tighten them up and point, flex. 4, 5, 6, tighten the abs. Really tighten the abs. 8, 9, 10. We're doing them kind of slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tighten. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you did the toe raises, your calf should be burning a little bit now. If you were sitting in the chair, probably the back of your thigh is burning from holding the legs up. Now we're going to do ankle rotations one at a time. So standing, just lift the right leg up, just wherever you need to get some rotation in. We've done about 8, 9, 10, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tighten the abs. 9, and 10. And let's spread the toes and really pinch the toes down like you're going to try to pick up the mat or move the mat. 2, 3. I'm just like I'm crawling with my toes. 4, 5. Just to get some toe strengthening in there. Now let's just lift the big toe only. Keep the other toes down and lower the big toe. Lift, lower. 3, 4, 5. And you both toes can be going at the same time on this one. So that's the end of this. Now, if you're standing, go ahead and take a seat in your chair. We're going to do Uttanasana, forward fold. And then we're going to go on we're going to do 3 forward folds. And on our 3rd forward fold, we're going to stay down on the ground. have your blocks handy. I'm going to get my block handy over here. And we're going to go into a seated side angle. It was too difficult to figure out how to tell people standing to do the side angle and the people sitting, so we're just going to all do it from seated position. So, and even on forward fold, you may want your block down on the ground. I think I'm going to move that so you can see the ground a little better. There we go, because I'm not standing, so got a lot of wasted space up at the top. There we go. Should have made that adjustment earlier. So for forward fold, we're going to inhale our arms up. Nice deep breath and bend over. Nice bend over and let the arms come down to the floor, to the block, in any position, but your belly should be bending over on top of your thighs. Your back should be straight. I'm going to turn sideways. See, I have my back straight instead of bending this way. That is not the purpose. If you can bend this far, this is where you go. You can even put a block here and just bend and lightly rest your hands on the block. But the purpose of this is to strengthen our back. So we want it straight. We don't want it curved. Our back curves enough as it is. So let's take a couple of breaths down here. If you've been down all this time and didn't watch, you come up slowly, very slowly. On your next exhale, like I said, very slowly, come up. I'm going to come back to the front of the mat. So inhale, arms up, and bend over. Back is nice and straight to your point of comfort. People with long arms probably have extra arm space. They probably can't even straighten their arms out. One more breath down here. And inhale, exhale up. Last one, remember we're going to stay down there and go into side angle. I want you to watch how it's done so you understand. So I'm going to do one and then we'll do the next three together. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to show you, this way maybe. So I'm going to inhale up. I'm going to exhale over. And then I'm going to have the block over here by my left foot because I'm got the left hand down, and I'm going to reach the right arm up in this position and then down and then all the way up. Here we go. We'll do the last one together for forward fold, Uttanasana, and then into chair side angle. And I did not learn how to pronounce the chair side angle. It's a long Sanskrit word that I'm not that familiar with, so I didn't take the time today to get that in my head. I got enough in my head. So inhale up and exhale over into Uttanasana, forward fold. Move your block to the left. Place your left palm on the block or the mat. On the left side, I'm going to use the block because, like I said, I can't put very much pressure on there. And then I'm going to inhale and exhale my right arm up as I turn my body to the side. And don't twist your neck around. You're trying to twist the whole side body from the hips up. And then exhale down. Take a nice breath. And on your next exhale, come up very slowly. And that felt really nice. We're going to stay on the left side and then we'll do the right side. So 2 more times for the left. Inhale up. Exhale down. My left hand is on the block. Yours might be on the floor, or it may be on the block on a higher position. On your next exhale, we're going to slowly raise the right arm up as we twist our torso to the right. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale, exhale up. Last one. Inhale. Exhale over into Uttanasana. Left hand is placed on the mat to stabilize. Exhale, right arm up as you turn your torso to the right. I'm trying to keep my neck and my back lined up where I'm not twisting my head up any further than my shoulders allow the back to go up. I'm not going to come up straight. Exhale down. And your next exhale, come up. Oh, that feels nice and stretched out. Now let's go to the other side. I'm going to bring my block around to the right. Actually, I may not need it on the right, but we'll see. It kind of felt good to have that block there. Inhale up. Exhale into Uttanasana, forward fold. Breath in. Right hand is firmly on the mat or the block. Exhale, left arm up as the torso is turned. Remember, don't crank your neck around. Your neck stays lined up with the spine and the shoulders. That way you're keeping the integrity and the strength in the back. And exhale down. Inhale. Exhale up, nice and slow. Inhale up. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Right hand, it's a nice grip, a nice platform, stabilizing. Exhale, left arm up as you twist the torso to face the left. Inhale and exhale down. All of these are nice, slow movements. On your next exhale, come up. Last one for chair side angle. Inhale up. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Stabilize your right hand. Inhale. Exhale, left arm up as the torso turns to the left. I actually think I like this chair side angle better than when I'm standing up because I'm getting more of the pose of the side angle. And exhale down instead of trying to think about the balancing and not falling over. Your next exhale, come up to sitting, bringing the arms down in prayer position and resting on your thighs. That should have felt really good. After that, we're going to do a chair pigeon pose. Repeat that 3 times on each side. So for chair pigeon pose, I'm going to move up in my chair a little bit more towards the front, but not so that it tips. I'm going to bring my right ankle up over my left thigh, and you see my leg is out this way. Some people call it number 4 pose. It looks like a number 4. Well, here it's a backward 4. And you can stay right here. If you have knee surgery or a hip issue, you can cross your foot over your ankle and just let the leg fall out. And in both poses, whichever pose you're in, then you can gently lean forward. If you want to have a little more pressure on the right leg, you can just gently lay your arm on it. Do not push it. You do not want to ever force this pose. So get into what is comfortable for your pigeon pose, and we're going to do 3 deep breaths. Pigeon pose is great for low back issues, for opening up the hip flexor, for stretching the hip area, the hip joint. You should really feel a good pull. It's good for the piriformis muscle. And then on your next exhale, come up and put that foot down. You're going to shake it out. Rub your hip. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Inhale the right leg up over the thigh. And you can see just from this, my leg is already relaxing more this time than it did the first time. It was up more like this. So I've definitely done more sitting than I normally do. So this is great to help open up the whole hip girdle and creating some flexibility there. Now I'm going to just gently lean forward. I want to turn sideways this time so you can see. And the lean, the back is straight. I'm not pulling over this way to look like I'm leaning further. And I'm just going to hang out here. And what you do is this is just gently letting the muscles and the ligaments relax on their own accord without me trying to push or get into a deeper pose. It's just a very gentle stretching. So this part, we're stretching only. I'm not trying to build strength here, just flexibility so we don't topple over in the high winds like the tall buildings are designed to stay up in all kinds of windy weather and move in their flexible state. It's hard to believe that a building can move, but it does. It has to, or it would just break off. I know the Empire State Building moved quite a bit. I think it could move up to, I forget how many inches it could move in each side. I should have looked that up. And then on your next exhale, just gently come out of it. And if you need to like rotate your leg around or rub that hip, or you can skip the 3rd one if you want. This is starting to feel pretty stretched out now. So inhale the right leg up. Wow. Each time I come up, my leg is a little more stretched. I'm not pushing it. I'm leaning forward, and I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit for 4 or 5 breaths. I'm not really counting. I'm just waiting, and then when it feels comfortable, I kind of then think, okay, I've had a release, and it feels like it's released a little bit more. This is such a great stretch for the hamstring, piriformis, hip flexor. And then on my next exhale, I'm going to bring that foot down. Now we're going to do the left side. So inhale the left leg up. And this one is tricky because of my boot. And I also have a knee problem here, so I'm not going to, I don't want to stress that too much because that's not good if you have knee issues. Cross at the ankle, like I said. And I'm just going to lean forward, which the leaning forward part is part of where you can really feel that stretch in the glute area. It's a really good glute stretch. And I'm just going to let this settle. I'll call it settling or coming into your comfort stretch. Remember, flexibility is what makes you strong. If you're too brittle, you can't be strong. And I can't tell, it looks like someone's joined the class, but I can't read it that far from here. It's too small. Even though with my new eyes, I can read a lot, except for up close, but it's too small to read too far away. And then on the next exhale, I'm going to bring the left foot down. Just take a breath and let that out. Tut's going to join us here. He's got a bone or something. Is that a good bone? So inhale the left leg up. Hope it's a bone he's supposed to have. And then lean forward on your next exhale and just let that settle. Even this one is loosening up a little bit. As you settle, you'll get looser. Think of your body as work of art, and it is a work of art. And so whenever you're in a pose, a yoga pose or something, then and you're just holding it there, the work of art is just opening up and showing you all of the beautiful things inside. Did you give him a bone? And don't forget to lean forward just a little bit. So on your next exhale, bring the left foot down. And you've got one more, or if two is all you can do, or if you want to go with your third one just with the ankle over and just let that leg come out to the side. That's the important part, is letting it open up and just leaning forward that way if this is getting to be too much. So exhale the left foot up, ankle over right thigh, or resting on right thigh, and exhale over very gently. I really feel it stretching and loosening. This will feel really good. On your next exhale, return to sitting. And let's see how much time we have left. Well, we have plenty of time. Okay. So we're going to finish up with eagle pose. I'm not going to finish up. We're going to get to finish everything, I think is what I meant to say. We're going to do chair eagle pose. And with the boot on, I obviously cannot really wrap. We'll start with I can probably wrap my right leg. No, I cannot. Well, I kind of can. Whatever you can wrap the right leg around the left leg with the foot behind the calf of the left leg, or it can stay here on the side, or it can just stay here like this, depending on your flexibility. You may just do a leg crossover. So you find where you want to be. I think I'm going to try this that way. And I'm just going to keep it kind of to the side. See it wiggling out there? With the boot, it's really hard to wrap it around. Then we're going to take our arms out straight. We're going to take the right arm, cross it over the left, and then hook our hands together. I have to be careful. I'm not going to be able to hook my hand together because it puts too much pressure on my elbow. But if you can hook your hands together so they're pointing together, mine are just going to be on my left palm is resting on the right side of my hand. And then we're going to take our elbows and lift them up. As you inhale and exhale down. Let's repeat that 5 times. Inhale up. Nice and straight. Tighten your abs. Tighten your legs. Exhale down. Inhale up. Elbows up and exhale down. 3. I can't keep my hands together because of my elbow. So if you can't either, that's fine. I'm still getting the benefit. Inhale up. 4. And exhale down. The main thing is I'm trying to keep this right arm straight and the left arm as straight as I can as close to the right hand as possible. Inhale up and exhale down. And then you can untwine. And we're going to do the other side. And you know, this leg is not going to entwine at all around the left. So it's good when you have an issue because you learn how to do things a different way and you learn that you're still getting the benefit no matter what. So both arms out. I'm going to take my left arm now and cross it over my right. Let's see how that works. And I can do this one, see, much better. This hand is together. You can see that. I couldn't do it on the left because of that elbow. So I'm going to, I'm here in eagle pose. And it is eagle weather here in Smithville, Missouri, where I'm at. The eagles have landed. They're really cool to watch. So I'm going to inhale. I'm going to tighten my legs, tighten my abs, inhale, and raise the elbows up. Just raising the elbows straight up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. This is a great stretch for the arms, the shoulders. Inhale up. 3. Exhale down. Tighten your abs. We're doing a little strengthening here as we're doing a little stretching on this arm girdle. Inhale up. It also opens the heart up a little bit. Exhale down. It's a great shoulder stretch across the back. Last one, inhale up. Exhale down. And then untwine. That gets from the shoulder blades area across, really gives them a nice stretch. So if you're feeling some fatigue, maybe you've been doing a lot of riding or sitting or driving, that's a great one to relieve some of that fatigue and tension through the shoulder blade area. Okay, so after seated or chair eagle pose, we're going to do a chair spinal twist. 3 times on each side again. So for chair spinal twist, I'm going to take my right arm, lay it over the back of my chair, and then my left hand is going to come over to my right thigh as I sit up straight and twist to the right. And let's do that together. So we're going to inhale, exhale, arm back, left arm over, and all at the same time twisting. The back is still nice and straight. I'm just twisting from the waist. A couple of breaths here. On my next exhale, come back to center. We're going to repeat that 4 more times. The first one was a demonstration. Inhale, exhale, arm back, twisting. 2 breaths. Exhale, forward. Inhale. Exhale, right arm back. Left arm to the right as I twist my body to the right. I'm doing a whole spinal twist. You can kind of hook your arm on the back of the chair with a little pressure and gently pull yourself around a little, like macro unit over. Don't push or pull too hard in any pose, please. And return to center. You should start feeling a little lopsided. I think this is number 3. Inhale. Exhale, right arm back. Left hand resting on my right thigh. As I'm stabilizing, my back is nice and straight, but I'm twisting it around. And exhale, forward. I think I said we're doing it 5 minutes, 3 times on each side. I don't know why I said that. I was thinking about one of the other ones. So inhale. Exhale, left arm back. This one I can't do any pushing. Right arm, twist over to the left thigh as I twist the torso around. This is a good one for your digestion. It's good for spine flexibility. We're doing a little exercise for those internal organs and the belly. And exhale, center. Number 2 coming up. Inhale. Exhale, left arm back, right arm to the left thigh, and twisting that spine into a good spinal twist. My head is staying in line with my back. I'm not twisting my head around further, as you can see. On your next exhale, return to center for the last one. Inhale. Exhale, left arm back, right arm to the right thigh, to the left thigh as I twist. I kind of feel my whole back is making a great alignment there, adjustment, and exhale to center. I feel like every move I'm getting a little bit more loosened and flexible. So we're going to meet down on the mat and restorative rest pose. Have your strap handy. And have your blanket handy and whatever you want for Shavasana coming up after we do just a couple of things on the mat. I'm going to move all this out of my way. Oh, I wanted to share my Aldi find. This is a sit-up support for your back. There's all kinds of things you can do with it, but I've been looking for something like this for years. You can just lay there in your nice restorative rest pose. But you see, because I have some low back issues, it's hard to do sit-ups. But really, to get the benefit of a sit-up is to use the abs. So I can just come back and it stops me so I'm not arching my back, and then I can use my abs to come up. It's wonderful. Aldi's, $9.99. So if you have an Aldi's near you, you can go look on, I call it the fun aisle. It's my favorite aisle at Aldi's. That you go through and you look at all the weird stuff that they get in at different times. And then they never have it again. So you have to go when they have it. I'm going to move all this out of the way. So I got my strap handy. And you should have been relaxing in your restorative rest pose. So that's with feet hip width apart. And I can't get my boot down flat, but I have my right foot down flat. I think you can see me, yeah. And then I'm just going to swish the legs back and forth. I'm not getting them so they go all the way over on the ground because I don't want to overextend the twist on my low back, but just a nice little gentle twisting, which is a great follow-up for what we did the spinal twist. If you gathered any tension in the low back from that, this should release it. And then I'm going to take my knees a little as wide as the skinny mat here and let the left knee dip towards the center line and then bring that up. Can you turn this overhead light off? It's right there. Oh, I'm kind of in the dark, but I think you can still turn that light on back there for me, please. I have an assistant now. I wish she was here all the time. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, you can still see me. So I'm just bringing the left knee over the center line, then the right knee over the center line, one at a time, before we did both knees together. This is kind of like a scissor twist. And keep your low back on the mat. And then if you have your strap handy, we're going to lasso the right foot. I'm going to keep my left knee bent. And I'm going to hold this with my right hand, right foot, right hand. And then I'm going to let the right leg come over to the right. Oh man, that is a great stretch. Now, I am a very flexible person. Yours may look like this. Do not think that you have to get your foot all the way up here. You don't. It can be here and you can still get the benefit. I am going to have to lower that left leg because now we're going to go over to the left side. And you see it's not going very far because I don't want my back coming up off of the mat. It's just up a little bit because what I'm going for is that stretch through the glute and the hamstring. When you feel that, just stop and just let it rest. And then let's swing it back over to the right, which then is for the inner thigh. It's a great stretch on the inner thigh. Bring that back up to the ceiling and gently over to the left, which is giving me a really nice stretch through the glute muscle and my hamstring. And then raise that up to the left. I mean, over to the right now. Last one, over to the left. I think this is 3. I hope I didn't do 4. Couple of breaths. Bring that foot up straight. Take your strap off. Bend your knee. Flex your foot. Touch your heel down to the mat. And then slowly, as you keep your back flat on the mat, lower the right foot straight out. That is good back health and that's a good piriformis stretch. Okay, so let's lasso the left leg, and you should have your left hand, but I cannot use my left hand, so I'm going to use my right. I think I can still do it pretty much. We're going to let the left leg float over to the left side, opening up that inner thigh, and breathe it up over to the right, which it's not going to go very far. Yours may be down here. You go with what's comfortable for you. And I'm going to keeping your hips on the mat. If you're coming all the way over, that means that you're rolling your hips up and over, and that is defeating the purpose of this stretch. Breathe it through to the left again, letting the left leg fall to the left. We're staying strong. We're becoming flexible. Yoga is all about your pose, not somebody else's. Your pose, doing it in the right way so that you do not get hurt. And then bringing it over to the right. That's where I'm going to go because I'm keeping my hips on the mat. And breathing as that stretches out. I really feel this great stretch through the hamstring all the way down to my calf muscle. And breathing that up and exhaling over to the left again. My back is staying on the mat. And bringing that up and over for the last stretch. Left foot to right side. Ooh, man, this left leg is really tight because I can't really bend it much. And bring that straight up. Undo it. And as we did before, bend the knee till the heel comes down on the mat. Really press the low part of your back into the mat so there's no curvature in there and it's resting on the mat flat, and then straighten that left leg out very slowly for the piriformis stretch. Oh, that felt good. Bend both knees, bring both feet up. We're going to do a little V sequence here. So we're going to have both legs up, V them out, and we're going to do 5 sit-ups. And I'm coming up very slowly. I'm keeping my low back flat on the mat. I'm not trying to come up all the way. 4, 5. Bringing the feet together. Bending the knees. Letting the knees fall out. Bring the legs up. And you'll be in your V naturally. And then 5 more sit-ups. 1. Slowly. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Let's hold this 5th one up here. Really tighten the lower abs. Try to pull them like you're sucking them in. Don't let them push out. And roll down slowly. Bringing the feet together. 90-degree angle. Knees are coming out. So the soles of the feet are coming together. And opening the feet up into a V. And then our sit-ups again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to hold on the 5. Hold it, hold it. The back should be pressed completely into the mat. Tighten your lower abs. Tighten your legs. Tighten your arms. And release slowly down, bringing the feet together, bending them down, and pressing the back into the mat again, heels on the mat as we slowly straighten the legs out together. Ah, that was great. We're going to do a crescent pose and then Shavasana. So right leg over, or before we get there, let's bring our feet up, move our hips over to the right, straighten the feet back out, cross the right leg over the left, and we're going to walk the upper part of the body over to the left, walk the feet out to the left, arms overhead, You should be in kind of a C curve with the right hip is jutting out to the right. Your feet and your shoulders are leaning more towards the left. I felt a great stretch through this left shoulder. I kind of wonder if I did something to my shoulder when I fell, because it feels really tight through there. Hopefully it's okay. Doesn't really hurt, except when I'm stretching here, I feel different muscles that I never felt before, so they must be tight. And then let's untangle our feet, move that back to center, move your torso back to center, bring the feet up, place the hips a couple of inches to the left, bring the feet down, right leg to the right, left leg crosses the right ankle, shoulders to the right, and now we're in a C pose with the hips more to the left and the feet and the shoulders and hands more to the right. 2 or 3 breaths here. Untangle. And then grab whatever you need for your Shavasana. I've brought my big heavy duty blanket and my bolster for my knees, because I need to have that back support. I have my eye mask handy. I think I have it handy. Let me see. It's really hard not being able to use my left arm to push me up or anything like that. I have to just really remember, do not put any pressure on that. Okay, everyone should be settling in. I will lead you through a short breath of 4 breath patterns. And then it will just be silence for about 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. So I want you to breathe in the nose for a count of 4, and then we'll hold it for 2 and breathe out the mouth for a count of 4, and then hold it for 2 and then breathe in. That pattern. I really like that pattern. So here we go. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2. Breathe out, mouth, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 2. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 2. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 2. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 2. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 2. Last one. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 2. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 2. Start taking any last minute wiggles, squiggles that you feel that your body needs. Gently open your eyes, coming back into the present moment. And when you feel ready, turn over onto your right side and gently take your left arm, pressing it upright, bringing your head up last. It's really important when you've been laying down in Shavasana to come up slowly. So I always try to remember, come up nice and slow, don't just bing, I'm up. So let's see. Well, I'm glad that whoever came on joined me. And I hope you enjoyed the class. I enjoyed teaching it, and I always feel like I get as much, if not more, out of it than maybe the people taking it, because I do it to keep myself limber and to help others. And I hope that I'm achieving that. Just remember to do it cautiously and with your body in mind, not how I look or someone else looks. Okay, let's go ahead and start our little namaste message here. Strength, the ability to take action regardless of the outer pressures. Measure your strength by the degree to which you are willing to remain true to your values and risk the unknown. And then I have a little quote here from Carlos Barrios. Flexibility makes buildings to be stronger. Imagine what it can do to your soul. And from that quote is what it made me think about big buildings and skyscrapers and why they need to be flexible. And I'll just end it with reading what I found online about here's why. The taller a structure, the more flexible it is. The more flexible it is, the less energy is required to keep it from toppling or collapsing when the earth's shaking and makes its sway. Engineers must design structures that can absorb the energy of the waves throughout the height of the building. And so with our body, the more flexible that our bodies are, the stronger that we are. So think about that this week. Pass it on. Let's rub our hands together, bringing some energy and warmth into our palms, pressing that into our heart center to bring warmth to our hearts and melt all of the negative things away this day. I honor the light in you and ask that you honor the light in yourself as well as in those of others. Namaste. Thank you again, and I will see you next week with a new class.